When it comes to treating gambling addiction, willpower alone is rarely enough. Gambling is not just a financial issue or a bad habit. It's a mental health disorder rooted in deeply entrenched patterns of thinking and behavior. Breaking free requires more than just stopping the behavior. It requires understanding why it happens and how to change the thought processes that drive it. This is where cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, shines. CBT doesn't just treat the symptoms, it gets to the core of addiction, rewiring the way people think, feel, and act. Cognitive behavioral therapy is based on a simple idea. Our thoughts influence our actions, which in turn drive our behaviors. When someone becomes addicted to gambling, it's not just the external habit that's the problem. It's the internal dialogue fueling the behavior. Thoughts like, I just need one more chance, or I can win it all back, create emotional urges that push someone to place the next bet, even when they know it's harmful. CBT is uniquely effective for behavioral addictions like gambling because it addresses this triangle of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Unlike talk therapy that focuses more on past events or emotional depression, CBT is present-focused and action-oriented. The goal isn't just to talk about problems, it's to change how the brain responds to them. By helping individuals challenge distorted beliefs, build healthier coping mechanisms, and take concrete steps toward behavior change, CBT empowers people to take control of their recovery one thought at a time. At the heart of CBT for gambling addiction is the identification of irrational beliefs. These are false or exaggerated thoughts that fuel the gambling cycle. One common distortion is the belief, I'm due for a win. This idea suggests that if someone loses long enough, a win is statistically guaranteed. In truth, gambling outcomes are random and independent. The slot machine or roulette wheel has no memory. Another common form of distorted thinking is magical thinking. The belief that luck, rituals, or signs influence outcomes. Gamblers may think, if I wear my lucky shirt, I will win tonight, or the universe wants to reward me. These thoughts override logic and create a dangerous illusion of control. Then there is the gambler's fallacy, the belief that after a streak of losses, a win must be imminent. This leads to chasing losses, a core behavior in gambling addiction where the person continues betting in a desperate attempt to recover lost money, often digging themselves deeper into debt and despair. CBT helps clients identify, analyze, and dispute these distorted thoughts, replacing them with rational, grounded thinking that reduces urges and improves decision making. Changing thoughts is only a part of the equation. CBT also equips clients with practical behavioral strategies to break the gambling cycle. One key strategy is trigger identification, recognizing the situations, emotions, or environments that spark the urge to gamble. This might include stress, boredom, payday, or being alone with a smartphone. Once triggers are identified, CBT teaches coping strategies. This includes learning to navigate high-risk situations by making a plan in advance, avoiding specific places or apps, or having a friend to call when urges strike. A powerful technique used in CBT is urge surfing, the practice of sitting with the craving instead of acting on it. Clients learn that urges rise and fall like waves. Instead of being overwhelmed, they learn to breathe, wait, and ride the wave until it passes. CBT also emphasizes replacement behaviors, swapping gambling with healthier routines such as journaling, exercising, engaging in hobbies, or spending quality time with family. These new habits help fill the emotional void gambling once occupied. CBT is highly structured, and part of its strength lies in its tools and techniques that clients can use between sessions. One such tool is the thought record, a worksheet where individuals write down a triggering situation, the automatic thought it caused, how it made them feel, and how they can reframe that thought with a healthier perspective. Mood tracking is another essential technique. By connecting moods to specific behaviors, clients begin to notice patterns. For example, realizing they gamble more when lonely or after an argument. This awareness gives them the power to intervene before acting impulsively. CBT also uses reward systems and goal setting. Clients set realistic short-term recovery goals such as 1 week without gambling and reward themselves in healthier ways when those goals are met. This builds confidence and reinforces positive behavior. Other essential skills taught in CBT include problem solving, impulse control training, and decision-making techniques, all aimed at helping the client build resilience and autonomy. CBT can be delivered in a variety of formats to meet the unique needs of each individual. One-on-one therapy provides personalized guidance, deep exploration of thought patterns and privacy. Group CBT, on the other hand, offers peer support, shared learning, and accountability, valuable benefits for those who feel isolated in their struggle. For people unable to attend in-person sessions, online CBT programs and self-guided worksheets are becoming increasingly effective tools. These digital resources often include interactive modules, exercises, and progress tracking, allowing clients to engage with therapy on their own time. Progress in CBT is measurable, which helps clients stay motivated. Therapists often use behavior logs, mood scales, or checklists to track improvement in self-control, gambling frequency, and emotional regulation. Over time, the gambler not only reduces harmful behavior, they develop a clearer, stronger sense of themselves and their values. Cognitive behavioral therapy is one of the most effective research-backed tools available for treating gambling addiction. By reshaping harmful thoughts, providing structured behavioral strategies, and promoting personal responsibility, CBT gives individuals the tools they need to regain control of their lives. Gambling addiction isn't just about money, it's about emotion, belief, and behavior. And CBT doesn't just treat the symptoms, it transforms the way people think so they can live with clarity, intention, and freedom. In the hands of a skilled therapist or through dedicated self-work, CBT offers more than hope. It offers real lasting change. Gambling addiction is more than just a behavioral issue. It's a neurological disorder that reshapes how the brain functions. People caught in the cycle of gambling aren't just chasing money, they are chasing the intense emotional highs that come with risk and reward, driven by complex changes in the brain's wiring. Recovery, therefore, isn't just about stopping the behavior, it's about retraining the brain, and cognitive behavioral therapy provides the tools to do exactly that. This section of the video explores how gambling affects the brain and how CBT helps restore healthy thinking, emotional regulation, and behavior. When someone gambles, their brain responds with a dopamine surge, the same neurochemical reaction that occurs with drug use. Dopamine is associated with pleasure, motivation, and reward. And in gamblers, it's released not just during wins, but even in anticipation of a bet. Over time, the brain becomes conditioned to crave that stimulation. This constant flood of dopamine rewires the brain's reward circuitry, prioritizing gambling over natural rewards like relationships, work, or hobbies. The prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for logic, impulse control, and decision making, becomes impaired. The result: increased risk-taking, poor judgment, and compulsive behavior. What's worse, gambling's intermittent reward system, unpredictable wins and losses, makes it uniquely addictive. Just like a slot machine keeps spinning, the addicted brain keeps anticipating the next high, even when losses pile up. This rewiring is why many gamblers feel out of control, even when they desperately want to stop. CBT helps reverse this neurological hijacking by targeting the gambler's core beliefs and thought patterns. Addictive thinking is often automatic, fast, and distorted. For example, I have a system. I can beat the odds. This next bet will make everything right. I always win on Fridays. These thoughts create emotional responses like hope or urgency that leads to gambling. CBT teaches clients to pause and challenge these beliefs using structured techniques. By identifying irrational thoughts and replacing them with balanced, realistic alternatives, clients begin to reduce emotional reactivity and claim cognitive control. This process is called thought restructuring, and it helps shift a person's identity from "I'm a hopeless addict" to "I'm someone learning to change." Over time, new thought pathways develop, pathways grounded in truth, not fantasy. The brain, once hijacked, slowly begins to heal. One of CBT's most effective tools for dealing with compulsive behavior is exposure and response prevention. This technique involves exposing the client to gambling-related triggers in a controlled way, such as thinking about gambling, seeing betting ads, or discussing past wins without allowing them to act on the urge. Through repetition, the emotional intensity of the trigger begins to fade. Clients learn that they can experience the urge to gamble without giving in. This builds confidence and breaks the false belief that they are powerless in the face of cravings. ERP also strengthens the brain's frontal lobe functions, especially self-regulation. By choosing a different response, such as breathing, delaying, or distracting, clients retrain their brains to tolerate discomfort without resorting to harmful behavior. This is a critical skill not just in recovery, but in everyday life. Addiction thrives on emotional instability. Many gamblers use betting as a way to numb stress, escape anxiety, or cope with failure. CBT addresses this by teaching clients to build emotional resilience, the ability to feel strong emotions without being overwhelmed by them. Techniques like mindfulness, cognitive reframing, and mood journaling help clients become more aware of how their thoughts influence their feelings. Instead of running from discomfort, they learn to face it, naming emotions, sitting with them, and choosing thoughtful responses rather than reactive ones. Clients also learn healthy coping mechanisms to replace gambling. Going for a walk instead of placing a bet, calling a friend when feeling lonely, practicing deep breathing when feeling anxious. These new habits create positive reinforcement loops in the brain. Each time a person successfully copes without gambling, their brain begins to associate relief and control with healthier behavior, not risk and escape. Rewiring the brain isn't a one-time fix. It requires consistent, long-term effort, and CBT provides a maintenance structure to make recovery sustainable. This includes creating a relapse prevention plan, which helps clients identify their personal warning signs, like isolation, boredom, or overconfidence, and develop strategies to respond effectively. It also means scheduling routine self-check-ins, using CBT tools like mood trackers, thought records, and behavior logs. Therapists often recommend booster sessions, occasional follow-up appointments after therapy ends to review progress, refresh skills, and provide accountability. Clients are also encouraged to keep support systems in place, whether through group therapy, recovery communities, or close relationships. These connections reinforce motivation and reduce the risk of slipping back into old patterns. As the brain continues to heal, decision-making improves, emotional stability grows, and self-confidence returns. What was once a cycle of compulsion becomes a path of choice and empowerment. Gambling addiction alters the brain, but with the right tools, it can be rewired. CBT offers more than symptom relief. It provides a cognitive and neurological blueprint for lasting change. By challenging false beliefs, building new behavioral responses, and cultivating emotional resilience, CBT helps individuals not only stop gambling, but also reclaim their minds, their identities, and their lives. Recovery is not just about abstaining from bets, it's about restoring clarity, control, and connection. And with CBT, healing begins not just in the behavior, but in the brain itself. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a powerful cornerstone in the treatment of gambling addiction, offering tools to reshape thought patterns, emotional responses, and compulsive behaviors. But lasting recovery often requires more than cognitive restructuring alone. Successful healing involves integrating CBT into a broader ecosystem of support, one that includes social connection, financial rehabilitation, lifestyle transformation, and sustainable relapse prevention. This section of the video explores how CBT can be embedded into a full spectrum recovery plan that helps individuals rebuild not just their mental clarity, but their entire life. CBT provides structure and insight, but human connection gives it strength. Many people recovering from gambling addiction benefit from combining CBT with peer support groups like Gamblers Anonymous or Smart Recovery. These groups offer accountability, encouragement, and real-life stories of transformation that reinforce the cognitive lessons learned in therapy. CBT also becomes more effective when loved ones are involved. Family members can learn CBT principles, such as identifying distorted thinking and encouraging healthy behavior, so they can reinforce those patterns at home. Therapists may include partners or family in select sessions to help rebuild trust and establish a shared recovery language. Some individuals also work with recovery coaches or sponsors who are trained in CBT-based techniques. These relationships provide day-to-day check-ins, motivation, and structure, allowing clients to practice and reinforce what they learn in therapy between sessions. One of the most damaging consequences of gambling addiction is financial destruction, and untreated financial stress can be a major relapse trigger. CBT helps address the emotional and cognitive side of money, but true recovery also requires practical financial planning. CBT therapists can work alongside financial advisors or debt counselors to develop budgets, repayment plans, and financial boundaries. Clients often keep money journals to track their spending urges, emotional triggers around money, and progress towards savings goals, all tools rooted in CBT principles. Importantly, CBT helps reframe harmful beliefs around money. Money will solve my problems. I need to win to fix my finances. I'll feel better if I just try one more time. Replacing these with rational values-based beliefs like financial recovery takes time or security comes from habit, not chance, helps restore emotional safety around money and prevents the gambler's fallacy from returning. Sustainable recovery is about more than stopping gambling. It's about building a life worth staying clean for. CBT becomes more powerful when paired with meaningful lifestyle changes that reduce stress, improve well-being, and reinforce cognitive stability. Physical health supports mental health. Exercise, sleep hygiene, and balanced nutrition reduce emotional volatility and improve cognitive functioning. Many therapists encourage clients to develop morning or evening routines to promote consistency. CBT is also enhanced by journaling, mindfulness, and gratitude practices. These techniques increase self-awareness and keep attention focused on the present, reducing the mind's tendency to wander into past regrets or future fantasies. Even more importantly, individuals begin to build a new identity beyond the gambler. They explore hobbies, invest in personal development, pursue education or career goals, and rebuild relationships, all of which reinforce the sense that they are not merely recovering from something, but growing into something greater. No recovery journey is perfect, which is why relapse prevention is a critical element in integrating CBT into long-term recovery. CBT equips clients with personalized relapse prevention plan that maps out triggers, high-risk situations, and coping strategies. This plan often includes a list of warning signs, for example, isolation, financial stress, or overconfidence, emergency contacts and actions, for example, call a sponsor or remove access to money, daily self-monitoring tools like mood trackers, Hodge logs, and thought records, techniques like Hodge surfing, delay tactics, and distraction strategies. CBT teaches that relapse does not equal failure, it's data. By reviewing the thoughts and circumstances that led to the sleep, clients gain insight, strengthen their coping muscles, and refine their plan. Long-term maintenance also involves regular check-ins with a therapist or recovery group, even after gambling has stopped. This provides ongoing support, accountability, and space to address new life changes as they arise. Eventually, the person in recovery reaches a turning point. Gambling is no longer the center of their life, but the cognitive tools they've learned remain. CBT doesn't just stop addiction, it strengthens the mind for every area of life. Clients apply the same tools they used in therapy to navigate work stress, relationship conflict, financial planning, and personal growth. They challenge limiting beliefs, manage overwhelming emotions, and problem solve with clarity. In this way, CBT becomes more than treatment, it becomes a life skill set. Many individuals go on to mentor others, volunteer in recovery spaces, or share their story publicly. This not only reinforces their own growth, it gives purpose to the pain they've overcome. Most importantly, they emerge from recovery not just sober, but resilient, self-aware, and deeply connected to who they want to become. Cognitive behavioral therapy is not a standalone solution. It's the foundation for a broader, more holistic recovery journey. When integrated with support systems, financial healing, lifestyle transformation, and ongoing relapse prevention, CBT becomes a lifelong framework for clear thinking, emotional strength, and intentional living. Gambling addiction may change the brain, but recovery transforms the person. With CBT as a guide and community as a support, people don't just stop gambling. They build lives rooted in meaning, stability, and freedom. Lives that don't just survive addiction, but rise far beyond it. Now, if you or someone you love is struggling with gambling addiction, you're not alone, and you don't have to navigate this journey in the dark. I've created a powerful set of tools to help you or your loved one take the first real steps toward recovery. Start with our free 7-day gambling recovery journal, designed to help you understand your triggers, recognize harmful patterns, and rebuild your mindset one day at a time. When you're ready to go deeper, the 30-day recovery journal offers daily guidance, reflection prompts, and CBT-inspired exercises to help you break the cycle for good. And for those seeking a comprehensive guide, our book, The Ultimate Guide to Overcoming Addiction, walks you through proven strategies, practical tools, and real-world advice covering everything from emotional healing to relapse prevention. These resources are available in Amazon Kindle, ebook, and paperback formats. Follow the links in the description. Healing is possible. Let's walk this road together.